Okay, here I am in Bridge, and what I'm trying to do is find some images to demonstrate how to use a mask. So the first thing I'm going to do is make these thumbnails bigger, and I see these could be good images to create a mask. So first I think I'll select this number 9, and then I will use my command key and select this red window. Next thing I want to do is go up to Tools, Photoshop, and load files into Photoshop layers, and wait for this. Oh, busy. So now we're in Photoshop, and I have my 2 layers with each of my images. And what I'd like to do is select this number 9 with the magic wand tool, and hold down the shift key because it only went up to that edge. So I'm going to now click, hold shift and click, and then hold shift and click, and I think I have the whole number. And it looks like, yeah, alright, that's good. Next, what I want to do is select this add layer mask. And so what you see here is, here's a mask, and if I click on it, so this is the layer thumbnail and then this is the mask. If I reverse this mask, let's see what happens. So now the first layer is clipped into the top layer. So that is one way you can use a mask. And again, if you click on this layer mask, you can actually control click and you can disable the layer mask. And then if you change your mind, you can apply the layer mask. You can undo the layer mask. And that's one way to do it, and I'm going to show you another example. If I go back to my thumbnails under Bridge and I look for another image, what if I use the same one? No, let's try the 2. What would be a good background for that? What if we try, what about this graffiti? So hold down the command key, go up to Tools, Photoshop, load files into Photoshop layers. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat the same process. Maybe in this case I should use the quick selection tool and select this number 2. Go all the way around. Oh, I went off. Whoops, undo. I'm holding the shift key down to add this. Okay, then I'm going to come down here, and then I just have this in between these 2 there. Alright, so that's pretty good. And again, I select the layer mask, and now the number is over the bottom layer, and if I use my command I invert it, oh, that looks pretty cool, to clip the graffiti inside of that number. So maybe you find a way to use this technique in your next assignment. Alrighty, there's one more thing I wanted to add about using the layer mask. So I grabbed these 2 images, they're in separate layers, and what I'm going to do is start out the same way. I'm going to select, say, this like dark area in this window and go over to my panel, select layer mask, and actually I want to reverse this again because I want the opposite effect. And so now you see the graffiti coming through the window. Let's say I wanted to add this section down here. I could select it or I could paint it. So here we go. If you look at the mask, what's being revealed is where the black area is. So grab your paintbrush, make sure you have black selected, and then just paint, and it'll reveal the layer below it. So I just wanted to add this technique that you may find it comes in handy. For examples, let's say I just want the graffiti to come through this dark shadow here. I can just paint it in, and I can do some interesting effects this way. Instead of selecting the whole window, I could just reveal pieces. Alright, so I think you get the idea. So if I make a mistake, let's say I come in here too much, I can reverse my color to select white, and I can go back over the area that I want there. So I can fix that, and I can come in here because the white will conceal and the black will reveal.